Dubstep Crew presents.
Fizz is OP. Fizz is a mage, which excels at bursting down his targets and escaping slippery situations. His signatures are his great mobility and the untargetable mechanic. He has a range of 175, which is slightly bigger than the normal melee attack range of 125. Fizz's passive is Nimble Fighter. This passive let him ignore unit collision and he receives a flat amount less damage from basic attacks, which increases with his level. His Urgent Strike is a targeted dash which deals his attack damage plus additional magic damage which scales with ability power. This ability triggers on-hit effects such as Lich Bane or Trinity Force, as well as his Seastone Trident, an ability I'll show you soon. Once targeted, the damage will be applied, but flashing while Fizz dashes won't bring him to the new location of his target. If Fizz is closer to his enemy than the full distance of his Urgent Strike, Fizz will dash through his target and end up behind it, until he has reached the full distance. If he hasn't reached his target yet, Fizz can cross over walls with this ability. After hitting an enemy, he'll stop when colliding with a wall. Fizz Seastone Trident passively causes his normal melee attacks to apply a dot, which deals magic damage over time. This deals more damage the less health his enemy has. When activated, Fizz deals additional magic damage on his basic attacks and applies grievous wounds, reducing all healing effects by 50%. This damage over time effect has multiple ticks, meaning later ticks of the ability can deal more damage than the ticks before. The debuff doesn't stack, but attacking while it's currently applied will reset the tick timer. Be careful when being on low HP and Fizz has enough mana to use his dash or any other gap closer to apply his dot. Playful Trickster is Fizz's signature ability. Fizz jumps into the air towards the mouse cursor, becoming untargetable and slams to the ground after 1 second, dealing magic damage and slow all nearby enemies. After the first activation, there's a very brief window of time where Fizz can reactivate this ability to jump a second time towards the mouse cursor. This ability can cross over walls, but because the full distance consists out of 2 small hopses, Fizz can only jump over thin walls. When becoming untargetable, everything currently aiming him is cancelled. A good Fizz player will be able to time this ability right to avoid incoming disables or any other abilities he doesn't want to smack into his face. This ability is a very excellent gap closer and combined with his Urgent Strike, Fizz is a very good chaser and extremely mobile. With some ability power, this ability will kill caster minions on higher ranks. Chum the Waters is Fizz's ultimate. After crying "Feeding time!", Fizz will release a magic fish to a targeted location. This fish can bind itself onto a single enemy champion when it hits them, slowing the champ the fish is attached to. After 1.5 seconds, the small fish will call his big brother Sharky, which will eat the champ the fish is currently attached to, dealing massive magic damage in a small area, knocking up the champ he eats, knocking aside nearby enemies and slow them. Sharky grants vision to the player, which is gonna get his happy meal, however you manage it to hit a stealthed opponent. He also grants vision to the area he is cast, if it isn't attached to a player. This has a relatively short cooldown for an ultimate, and with some cooldown reduction it will be often available after backing off to the base. Fizz can be played in a lot of different ways, but I will just present 2 of them, but feel free to try your own playstyle. In general, Fizz is played as an AP carry in mid lane. Even though he is a melee, he is an excellent farmer due to his Seastone Trident and can deal with most ranged mages. With his Urgent Strike he can close the gap between him and his opponent and apply his dot to prevent them from harassing him without getting damage back. His Playful Trickster ability makes it possible to let his opponent waste all their skills for nothing and make them rage quit after their third ultimate they missed. It's also a very effective way to harass this enemy while they camp under their tower. Fizz may dash to it, apply his Seastone Trident and use Playful Trickster to avoid the incoming tower shots. Therefore his Wii ability deals damage over time. He has to wait several seconds before being able to get near the tower again. Chum the Waters can be dodged easily over further distances, but once he hits his enemy with it, it's a death sentence for every squishy enemy without an effective escape mechanic or a flash. Combined with his Urgent Strike and Seastone Trident, Fizz may burst down any opponent below 200 magic resist with ease. It's also a very effective initiation tool if it hits the right target. It's far easier to do this out of the fog of war, for example from behind a wall or a brush. Buying a Lich Bane will dramatically increase the damage output of Urgent Strike. Even though it isn't played that much, Fizz is a very good AD bruiser and able to jungle. His passive makes him more effective against basic attack based champs. His Urgent Strike scales with attack damage and his Seastone Trident empowers his basic attacks. Buying a Trinity Force will increase the effectiveness of Urgent Strike, and the dot from Seastone Trident deals very high damage in the early game. Most top lane are melee, and in the early game Fizz is a very good 1v1 fighter. Every time his opponent goes for a last hit, Fizz can apply a Seastone Trident and can harass this way better than any other top laner. His Chum the Waters will deal less damage, but it's still a very strong initiation tool and will cut his enemy in small pieces in the early game. It's also a good way to prevent his foe from escaping or checking brushes. Even though Fizz is very slippery and difficult to handle, champs which can survive his harass or bring him low as well are excellent counters. His Playful Trickster has a very high mana cost and cooldown, and he won't be able to perform his dodge very often without blue buff. Always watch out when he hits level 6, not being at full health may rent him an easy kill if he hits Chum the Waters. Chum the Waters is a skill shot and he can miss it, so it's often better to flash away when you see him casting his ultimate than flashing after he hits you. If Playful Trickster is on cooldown, he is vulnerable to ganks and unable to dodge burst combos. When chasing Fizz through a brush, be prepared. He may use his Urgent Strike through you to dash away from his chaser and jumping away with Playful Trickster or Flash. Seastone Trident deals more damage the less health you have. When being at low health, Ignite plus Seastone Trident may give Fizz an easy kill. In both cases, AD or AP Fizz, both has to be in the middle of the fight to be most effective, so it's wise to build both cases tanky. AD Fizz may consider buying a Warmorks or other tanky items, therefore he's the tank of his team late game. AP Fizz may buy items like Rod of Ages, Rider's Crystal Scepter, Sonia's Hourglass or other stuff who makes him tanky as well as giving him ability power. That's it, I hope you enjoyed my Fizz guide and see you next time. Bye!
You